Wingardium Leviosa. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Chill out, Hermione. Today's tutorial will be on how to make your own Harry Potter type wand, which is conveniently enough also a pen. Here's what you'll need for this project. Light brown, dark brown, a good pair of scissors, rounded or pointy tool, foil paper, cutter, the pen you want to use, glue, pliers if you have, if you don't, that's okay, a brush and some gloss. Now the first thing we need to do, take your scissors, cut around this part here of the pen. Make sure that when you're cutting it, don't press too hard. We don't want to break the ink line right here. What we want to do is just remove the pen from the casing. So just grab your scissors, rotate, and cut. That's what we want. Now we're not going to bake this, so do not put it in any way inside of your clay item. Now take your foil paper, and what we want to do with the foil paper is create the lining on the inside of the wand so that once we're ready, we can glue this inside the finished product. So we're just using the foil paper kind of as a spacing item on the inside. So roll this a little longer than your actual pen and try to get the same thickness. Here we are. So this should do right here. Now take your brown clay and flatten it out to a long piece. It definitely has to be longer than your piece of foil paper. Here you go. You can either use a roller or your hands. In this case, I use the roller. Once you have your clay rolled out, cut the bottom into a straight line. And put your foil paper down. Make sure that you have a piece sticking out from the bottom. Now what you're going to do is roll your clay over this piece of foil paper. Like this. Smooth out the edges. At this point, what you should decide is what length you want your wand to be. And I think this length here should be good enough for me. So I'm going to remove the excess at the tip. Now that we have our estimated wand, you're going to keep rolling it until it's completely smooth. So once you have the base of our wand, what you want to do is bake according to package instructions because we don't want to change the form. We're going to start decorating and adding the extra pieces once it's baked. Here it is all baked. Now what we're going to do is the lower part of the wand. It looks like a piece of log from here to here. For that, take your dark brown clay and a little bit of that light brown clay and mix them together. Here we are. Now what you're going to do is flatten this part with your hands. You don't need to use a roller or anything. Take the bottom of your wand and wrap it around. Now that it's wrapped around, try not to make it too smooth because this is supposed to imitate the bark of a tree. Harry's wand has a bit of a clump on top and at the bottom. So what you should do is push some of that clay on top so that you have a clump up here. So keep pushing the clay with your thumb so that you see there's a bit of a clump like this. Now do the same thing for the bottom. There we go. If you want to add extra detail, you can always take a little piece from the top here and add it kind of on the side so it looks like it's taken from a piece of branch. Like this. Take your rounded tool, push on the inside. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. Now take your pointy tool or your rounded tool and start making some lines so that it has the same texture as a tree bark. If you want, you can also use your blade for that. Voila! And now for the clumpy part, take your rounded tool and just start pushing little crevices here and there so that it's not too even. Now do the same thing with the bottom. There you go. Once you're happy with the texture at the top, the bottom, and the middle, bake according to package instructions again. Now that it's all baked, take your pliers if you have. If you don't, you can use your hands. And grip the bottom of the foil paper. And don't pull it out. If you start pulling, it's going to tear. Start twisting it. There you go. Take that part of your pen and insert it in that opening. If you find that you don't have enough space for that extra thicker piece here, just take your scissors, put it inside, and just start twisting it. And you're going to carve a little bit of a space in that hole. So then, it should fit. What you can do is keep it there and not glue it, so that if you want to change pens, you can do that. But if you're not sure, if it's not snug enough and you feel like it can come out, take your glue and glue this part here, and then you push it in. So before putting your pen in there, feel free to gloss it if you want. If not, you can keep it as it is. And you're done. For those of you wondering how I did this one here, the procedure is pretty much the same. All you have to remember is to put the foil paper on the inside. And then I just rolled out pieces of clay and made the design all around. So feel free to make your own custom wand. So it's not a really hard tutorial, it's actually quite easy. It just took me some time to try and figure out how to get that pen in there. That's what he said. Pens are plastic, and you don't want to bake that. So I came up with a method. Now you have your own Harry Potter wand. Something Harry Potter was suggested by this username. Remember to subscribe over here. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comment section below, and I will see you next week.